The town of Bellwater had a rule no one remembered making. Nothing was allowed to end properly. Trains slowed as they approached the station but never quite stopped. Conversations drifted off mid-sentence and were never finished. Even the river curved around the town, looping back on itself as if unsure where it was meant to go. People grew used to it. They learned to step off moving trains, to nod politely when words failed, to fish the same bend of river year after year. Illy noticed the rule the day her father's shadow failed to leave. He had been buried that morning, the service ending awkwardly, when the priest lost his place and simply closed the book. Everyone went home. Yet that evening, as the sun thinned into dusk, her father's shadow remained on the wall of the house, tall, familiar, angled as if he were still standing in the doorway removing his shoes. Illy touched the wall. The shadow did not move, but it felt warm beneath her fingers. Over the next days she saw other shadows lingering. A baker's bent outline in an empty shop. A child's small shape beside a long-abandoned swing. The shadows never spoke or shifted, but they seemed to wait. At the edge of town, behind the unfinished station, Illy found a building she had never seen before. A sign above the door read, Office of Conclusions. Inside, shelves stood half-filled with folders labeled goodbyes. Last words, final steps. Most were empty. An old woman sat at a desk, tying loose pages together with string. We ran out, she said without looking up. Endings, I mean. What happens to the shadows? Illy asked. They're what's left when something doesn't finish, the woman replied. They wait for permission. Illy thought of her father's shadow, patient and unmoving. How do we give it? The woman slid a blank folder across the desk. By deciding to end things, even if it hurts. That night, Illy stood before the shadow on the wall. She spoke, not perfectly, not bravely, but honestly. She said goodbye the way she wished she had. The shadow softened, thinning like mist, and finally faded. By morning, the river flowed past the town instead of around it. The train stopped fully at the station. People noticed conversations ending with quiet relief. Bellwater did not change all at once. Some things still lingered. But now, when something needed to end, it could. And the shadows, at last, were free to leave.